Hello and welcome to Warband NA. I'm your host, Boogie.
I'm your co-host, D-Man.
And once again, this is Warband NA. We have to you a great match tonight against TMW versus WK. WK looking like the favorites for Division A, and Team W making a good effort in Division A. And should be a good match for two finalists from Season 1 of UNAC.
Should be an excellent match to watch.
Of course, we got a lot of people in this server, and it's really tough to get in right now. I'm actually still trying to get into this server so I can see everybody that's playing. There we go. WK just playing. This is a delay from week 3. So WK has played a few matches before this, and so is TMW, and they're both with full forces. Everyone's here. It looks like both WK and TMW have showed in full force. I see Black Tide. I see Clockwise. I see X. I see Mock. All for TMW. Fiery. Roarin. All for Team W showing up, in WK doing the same thing with Laxtro, Juve, Gelden, PPK, everybody else is all here. So it's going to be a full strength match, TMW versus WK. And here we go with the duel. They are ready.
Yeah, both teams they brought everybody out to this match.
And we will see who we have the duel. My guess is WK is gonna bring out PPK, and TMW will probably bring out Unicorn, unless they have some kind of change up. Who do you think, D-Man?
Uni or Mock.
Uni or Mock? Yeah, maybe Mock. Maybe Mock. We'll see.
Looks like it might be Black Tide.
That will be something. With that European ping of 124.
Yeah, I think it's Black Tide actually. Yep. Oh, he takes the first one too.
TMW all in unison. They look like they have the exact same face. All of them. Do you see this, Daphne? Are you getting this? It looks like everyone is Unicorn's face.
Yeah, that's great. Someone's an old unicorn. PK taking the second one.
And PPK, so PPK finishes off pretty quickly. Looks like TMW is all in unison here. When they win, they jump. When they lose, they're kicking.
Definitely making the most of the duels.
Juve just looks out of place. Alright, here's the last duel to decide who gets first map.
Interesting
like,
standoff.
Yeah, very interesting. They're just standing there, waiting for it to happen. Hopefully now you can see the health. Looks like Black Tide took a small little hit right there. Just waiting. I guess that's European patience right there.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah, might be the longest duel in UNAC history, but they're not actually dueling, they're just standing and looking at each other as PPK faints over his own dead body. And here we go, we're still waiting. I hope you viewers enjoyed this amazing duel between two great duelists. PPK and
looks
Black
like
Tide.
Black Tide doesn't want to give up that wall.
need to be a rule in place after this match. You must duel within 5 minutes of each other, or you are both disqualified. Oh my goodness. I think they're just making a point here.
I really hope one of them starts advancing. Both of these teams are both very strong. Shouldn't matter either one who loses the duel. They should be able to play all maps.
Hey look, Soto. Soto even joins TMW, but he is the one outcast on the TMW Uni circle. He does not have Uni's face. There are two Black Tides here, and I do not know which one is the real Black Tide. There is King Black Tide, and there is Tide Black King. There we go, and they started off. And Black Tide is very low on health. I would say PPK probably has this one unless Black Tide gets a good stab off.
And we're back to the standoff.
Very, very, very long standoff. This is the UNAC and Warband history, guys. The longest dueling match ever. Actually, I think Jim versus PPK actually took the cake. Still. We have yet to beat it. In the meantime, D-Man, you want to give your thoughts on what you expect out of WK versus TMW?
I expect a strong match from both teams. I think WK is a little stronger on the open maps. I assume that's what they're gonna pick if they win this duel, if it ever gets finished here. I'm gonna give the edge to TMW on their infantry fighting. I think they're just a little bit more coordinated and a little more people stand out that just play infantry on their team. But WK definitely can square up against them.
Even without Oodle. Oodle is coming over from TMW. He was TMW last season for UNAC, and now he's over in WK's camp, facing off against his old team. And,
Oodle and PPK will definitely be the main infantry for WK. But Geldon's here, he can do it in Calamity. They're both good imp. It'll be a good match all around.
So if WK does win this duel, what do you expect them to go? What map do you assume they would choose?
Oh, I gotta look at the map pool for that. Give me 2 seconds.
And as they circle around, we still have yet to get a fight. Looks like Black Tide might be coming in though.
Wow.
There's a chamber and PPK wins the match.
Let's hope the map pick goes a little quicker than that.
I hope they both thought of what map they wanted to use during that duel.
Ooh, Legacy Plains top.
So that is the open plains, but it has a few hills and a few more trees. It's actually a very nice open plains map. If you play open plains, you'll recognize the map actually, because it is open plains. Just has a few more hills and a few more trees in it. You'll recognize that middle hump with the rock on it and everything else.
Yeah, it gives back that that Archer Cav split that was missing. Open plains just turned to a Cav rush from both sides.
Yep, I actually played it recently. I really enjoyed the map.
Yeah, maybe next UNAC you might see 1 or 2 of those for open maps. Just a different setting of hills. But overall, it's a really nice map.
And now we're waiting for Team W's pick on the faction choice.
What did WK pick Legacy?
Yeah, but WK picked the map, and now we're waiting on Team W to choose. I would assume they'll probably choose either regular open plains type factions, which are usually Swadier or Serenade. Sometimes people pick Vagers.
Vegas Serenade is Swadia, but I believe Legacy Blaines blocks out Swadia a lot better because you can do an all cav rush, but Legacy Plains adds back in the hills, the rocks, the trees to give the archers cover enough to actually survive an all cav rush. So I don't think you'll see Swadia here. I think you'll see Serenade and Vegas.
That'd be interesting to see.
No.
I do know that people still like their Grey Lances, so you might see Swadia. And the all pikes also help out with the range, but other than that, I expect the same thing. Serenade versus Vagers is probably a good choice out of both of them.
Yeah, Swati is seeing move into more of an infantry-only faction now because people are trying to block out the Great Lances on open maps in the first part, but also because their armor is just so cheap. All you have to do is survive the first round. You don't even need to get a kill, and you can get the next armor, which is plus 40 or something. So it definitely helps out in that.
Alright, it looks like they might have chosen, I just do not see what the... There we go. TMW has chosen Serenades, and I do not see what WK has chosen yet. And that is Vagers, so we were both right. Vagers versus Serenade on well, this is not Legacy Plains, but soon it will be.
Wow, this is complete wrong map.
It really depends on how the server is set up. Some people have it set up where and what mod you have in, what module you have installed, and that all depends on what map choices you can see and which one it actually goes to.
Yeah.
So that makes it difficult on switching between maps.
Yeah, I won't be surprised to see if both teams run 3 or 4. 3 archers, 4 cav, or even 4 archers and 3 cav. Well, looks like we might have to be changing servers here. Doesn't look like Wapa server has the updated maps for Legacy Plains.
That is kind of disappointing. I kind of wonder why they went to this server in the first place.
Yeah, it looks like we're headed over to WK.
Alright, we will switch over real fast and hopefully get you right back into the fight.
passes exactly the same bogey.
Switching over to WK Central. And we are still waiting for Legacy Plains. Will be interesting how this this match is played out. At least this map is played out, because Legacy Plains will be the first time I have seen two competing factions play on it. Haven't seen it anywhere else. I assume it'll be played similar to Open Plains or any kind of random plains type map, but maybe there are some interesting scenarios that. Some interesting spots that people will go to.
Yep.
I know I enjoyed watching HB vs Rebels when I was streaming that one last weekend, because I was able to see for the first time two competing factions face off and see what they did and how they did it.
Yeah, it was a great match last week.
Of course, HB came out with the win with a 16-1. Also looking very, very good in Division B, and definitely looks like they're be in the promotion map and at least put up a really good fight for the promotion.
Alright, hopefully we get all the players over here soon and get this going. I think WK will run 3 archers and 4 cav. I think you'll either see Lagstraw as archer, Achilles, and Juve as the 3 archers.
They could do that, yeah. That's definitely something I expect out of WK. I've also seen them. They like if they do their all cav strat, they usually put Achilles as the lone person. They did that in season 1. I've seen them do it again in season 2. So that is something they like to do, is put everybody as cav and then put Achilles as a lone archer. I guess he's one of those slippery little archers that when you think you might have the hit on him, he'll just slip out of your lance and avoid it really well.
Yep, he's very good at the long shots too. Probably one of the better ones in Warband. I don't see you'll see the all cav rush unless on Legacy Plains, unless it's more of a desperation kind of tactic to go on to gather around quickly.
Yeah, I definitely see more of a shoot-off at first with some infantry in it. I expect TMW to do what they did against BKS in Season 1, and that was they had one archer with a lance, I guess would be, or some kind of spear by himself, and then 1 or 2 archers off with the infantry on another angle, and then the rest cav. I think they had 2 cav and 3 archers and 1 infantry was their loadout choice last season. WK, I expect to see probably 2 archers and 1 infantry, and then the rest cav. I mean, I expect a lot more cav than TMW. So far, TMW has lost to Balian in week 1, and then they won against Wapa 2 weeks ago in week 2.
Yep, I think Balian it was 12-9, and then 13-6 for Wapa.
So if this is a very important match for TMW, because that moves them up a seed. They get maybe it doesn't matter, because they'll be facing either they'll be facing 2 or 3 next. I guess they could face off against West Knights. If they take a lot from West Knights, Valiant could leapfrog them to the #1 rank, and then it would be TMW versus West Knights. Alright, and this is Legacy Plains. We are loaded. It looks like this is not live. But the people that are playing for both sides, looks like it's Black Tide, Mr. X, Clockwise, Fiery, Runin, Warpath, and then for WK, Achilles, Kratok, Calamity, Geldon, Juve, PPK. I expect somebody else to come in for WK also. Maybe Lagstro.
Lag will be in there. He's just not on it right now. Hopefully it's live on reset.
It should be live on reset. Alright, and here we go, guys. First round of the first map for the match of TMW versus WK. Alright,
Yep.
looks like TMW is going in all cav strat, and WK is having 2 archers, so that's very surprising. I didn't expect TMW to go this many cav on this map. I expected them to have a few archers, but with all these places to hide for archers, I expected some archers for TMW. But WK bringing Achilles and Lagstro, no infantry, and everybody else is cav. So we got PPK, Kratok, Juve, Calamity, and Geldon for WK.
Yeah, it's actually really surprising to see Team W going all cab on the first map, especially with Soundeds, because their horses are so weak. You see that WK dropped no shields for the archers, so they're going to be shooting at the horses the entire time, hoping to land shots in there. If they do crash on the WK archers, I mean, Vega's horse can, with the hunters, they can take a couple lance hits before they go down. It's surprising. Looks like flag is gonna spawn here.
And the flag pops. It pops on the far left end for WK, far right end for TMW. It'll be a bit of a walk for Achilles and Lagstro, the archers of WK. It looks like WK is just going to bide their time, moving with the archers to get them in place.
Yeah, it looks like TMW is going for it.
Fiery gets his cav knocked down. Lagstro and Achilles both take 2 hits immediately. Unicorn's team kills Fiery. Clockwise kills Achilles. Kratok team kills Lagstro. I think he was trying to protect him. So it's 2 down for WK, 1 down for TMW. Unicorn loses his horse. He just took a hit from PPK. PPK just took a hit from Black Tie. He's very low in health, Black Bar. That's a good hit for TMW though. They got rid of the archers really quickly. And here we got some cav fight going around the flag right now. 50 seconds left. Juve gets a great hit on Clockwise. Clockwise is low on health. Black Tide dismounts. He's on the flag. Runin kills Juve. Juve was full health. Geldon takes down Black Tide. He didn't have much health. Clockwise is still low. That flag is not too high. Kratok gets off his horse. He's now on the flag, or getting to the flag against Unicorn. A great bump down by Calamity. Geldon falls behind, gets the couch. Clockwise finishes off Kratok, who's on the flag. Calamity finishes off Warpath, who's on the flag. It's Runin on the flag now. He's very low. PPK was trying to get off his horse, is now dead. It's 10 seconds, 14 seconds left. Flag is in TMW's favor.
need to get clockwise off.
They need to get clockwise. Clockwise is on that flag with 3 seconds. He goes down.
Oh,
That is a draw in the first round. Wow. X goes off his horse, takes down Calamity, but it's too late. Geldon saves his horse. X hops back on a horse, saves his money.
that's quite the round.
That was a way to start it. I tell you what.
Okay, and WK changing the comp. They're going with just Achilles as the archer. They picked up Lagstro as the cav. Wow, what a first round.
A tie for the first round. This is going to be very interesting. That crash really helped out TMW. They took down Lagstro and Achilles immediately.
Yeah, I actually think more team damage on that crash happened than anything.
Yeah, they got 2 good hits in the very early rounds, and then Kratok was trying to save Lagstro, but missed his lance and took him down, or Lagstro jumped into the lance. One of the two.
Yep.
So we got WK with that lone archer Achilles, and TMW with all cav on this map. Surprised they're doing this. I expected to see one infantry out of one of these guys, but looks like they want to play cav, and WK is comfortable with cav. But then again, last time these two has faced off, it was on a random plains map, and TMW beat WK on a random plains, cav v cav. So don't think TMW is at a disadvantage here. This is something they like to do. They think they can beat WK at a cav v cav, and they've shown they can.
With the numbers in cav and the Serenade horses, they're just able to outmaneuver them. As long as they don't take shots from the one archer now, I don't think it'll be too much of a problem.
We'll have to see what Achilles does. He is all the way far back near their WK spawn. And that flag pops on the far right for WK, far left for TMW. Looks like TMW just sticking together, waiting for their opportunity to pounce. Looks like they might be all going for that archer out in the middle. Achilles is by himself. Let's see what he does. He avoids all the pressure. Actually, someone gets hit. Achilles might be going down. Geldon loses his horse. He takes a hit. Achilles is still by himself. Achilles is still alive. And only goes down to Mr. X. He avoided so long, though. Geldon is off the horse. It's the only person off the horse. Black Tide is taking a hit for TMW. Looks like the only person to take a hit for TMW. Calamity has a small little hit. We have some cav dueling going on now. A minute left. Clockwise, low on health. He's taking a hit. Runin loses his horse. Looks like Juve took it down. Kratok is getting off his horse. He's right near the flag with against Unicorn. They're going against each other. Juve took down Clockwise. PPK to Black Tide. Calamity couches Unicorn. PPK X. This is going WK's way. Runin goes down, and it is Warpath versus 6 WK.
Yeah, great dismount by Kratok and living on that flag. As soon as Geldon got up to them, great couches by WK.
Warpath getting chased down by Lagstro, Juve, and Geldon. Geldon is on a Serenade horse now with a upgraded armor.
Yeah, it does not look like they want Warpath to live through this round.
Warpath just took a hit. He's very low on health now. Running away. Time is up. WK has won it, and looks like Warpath gets out of there. Warpath gets to upgrade his lance because of that. Now he has a heavy lance, a little longer range.
Yeah, no
WK not switching up. Yep.
Surprising.
Achilles got completely rushed by TMW, but survived for about 15 seconds. It felt like. I don't know how he did it. He had like 8 horses around him, and he still managed to get away. You want lessons from how to survive a cav when you're an archer? Take a look at Achilles.
Yeah, it's actually really surprising that he lasted almost, let's say, 15 seconds during that rush. But surprised that they didn't drop him a shield. But judging that he has no weapon right now, he's probably got a lance. So he'll be able to survive better in those situations now.
Now he was carrying a scimitar or something like it last time. Looks like they're just standing off waiting for that flag. WK feeling pretty comfortable with all their upgraded armor and lances. They were all carrying just regular lances last time. Looks like they all upgraded their lance and now have heavy lances. Kratok the only one without one because he had to upgrade his horse because he dropped off. Looks like TMW just waiting their time. 15 seconds left until mass response. There it pops in the same location it was last time, right for WK, left for TMW. TMW moving into place. Looks like Achilles is already there. He's on top of a hill. No protection. But he might... I mean, he's a slippery archer. A few stops. Looks like TMW might be trying to go there. Looks like Juve has already lost his horse, and so with PPK. PPK is low on health. Juve just took a hit from the back from Fiery. Dies the black tide trying to stop him with his lance, but slow. Fiery loses his horse. Kratok loses his horse. This is going. TMW is left away. TMW, Mr. X finishes off Kratok.
Clockwise on the warpath, lost the horse.
Clockwise takes down Achilles. Lagster takes down Fiery. Unicorn getting off his horse on the flag. PPK right next to him with his lance out. Geldon does a good protection against PPK, finishes off Runin. Black Tag loses his horse, Calamity loses his horse, Lagster takes down Unicorn who was on the flag. Clockwise Warpath on the flag, 35 seconds left. Calamity takes down Black Tide with his scimitar. Takes down Warpath, Warpath trying to spin around with his lance. Calamity then takes out Clockwise, it is going WK's way again. Mr. X last man up against 4 WK, 3 on the flag. Calamity's grabbed a horse. He's following Mr. X. Take down his horse. Lagstro finishes him off.
Yeah, just looks like TMW is just losing the flag fights there. It just can't seem to secure them.
A lot of infantry fights when WK's way. Calamity got off his horse and took down 2 immediately that were on the flag. That really took down TMW's steam. Warpath and Clockwise both went down quickly. They both had their spears out looking at WK Cav, or their lances out rather.
Yeah, well that's the main problem. As soon as you get that one infantry pushed in there, you have to deal with him instead of the Cav now. And that just gives Cav free openings.
Mr. X topping the boards for TMW, and Calamity topping the board for WK, 8-1 and 4-2. Achilles taking some far off shots, trying to hit some horses. WK, not that much armor, but Calamity looks like he's pretty much looking pretty good in his armor. And we are waiting for Master again, 20 seconds left.
Yeah, It doesn't look like anybody's horse has been hit by any arrows yet. Team WK should be full health.
Achilles is in the center right here, almost between the WK spawn and the middle. He's moving towards the far left side for WK, or at least towards another rock. He goes right towards the flag, actually. It looks like he predicted that. Lagstro took down Blacktide in a 1v1. Blacktide being probably the best cav for TMW, though Mr. X is getting right up there. Juve goes in on Fury. Achilles, they all crashed on Achilles. Juve protected him pretty well. Calamity took down Rudin. So that's a 2-for-1 deal.
An excellent trade.
Yeah, that WK comes out ahead. Four v6 right now. WK's favor. No one's down on the ground getting that flag up. They're just going for cav. We have some cav fights going on right now. Kratos hops down. He's on the flag, raising it for WK. Nothing happening so far. It's going to come down to the wire here. 55 seconds left. Warpath gets this. Mr. X takes down Calamity with help from Warpath. Warpath takes down, gets stopped, and Lagstro finishes him off. Mr. X gets stopped, hops down, gets on the flag. Lagstro is taking down Unicorn. Mr. X and Juve finishes off clockwise. That went quickly for WK's favor.
Yeah, just a couple mistakes on Team W's part there. Lagstro taking out Blacktide by himself at the start there, and then the trade, the 2v1, wasn't worth it. But they gotta take that archer out before he gets to the flag there.
And Calamity looking pretty nice in his armor. He's upgraded it pretty heavily. Nine and 1. Lagstro jumped up there at 7 and 1. Looks like they're all crashing on Achilles right now. They do get him without WK seeing it. So that was an easy in and easy out clockwise. Fiery and Unicorn bounce on Achilles and take him down without WK noticing. Now WK coming out with a vengeance. They're all following Mr. X, Geldon, Calamity, and Kratos. Team W respawns. Geldon gets a hit. He's stopped on a rock and gets a hit on, from Mr. X. Fiery loses most of his health. He doesn't have much armor on. "20 seconds left. WK is down 1. Till Master, that is.
This sucks, losing your archer before Master spawns, or even getting any shots in.
Fiery down. Juve finishes him off. Geldon took down his horse. Blacktide loses his horse. Calamity gets a good hit. Geldon comes in with a couch. Calamity takes a hit from Unicorn. With so much armor, it doesn't hurt him. Juve loses his horse. He's now down. He's going to have to move his way over to the flag. The flag spawned far left for WK, far right for TMW. PPK finishes off Runin. Clockwise loses his horse. He's surrounded by WK, down by Lagstro. Warpath takes down the horse right in front of Juve. Lagstro takes a hit on Unicorn. Finishes him up. We got a... Geldon takes down Mr. X with help, and Lagstro finishes off Warpath. That is a 4-0 for WK.
Excellent start for WK on their map. Again, I just think WK just has the better cav.
Lagstro topping the boards for WK, clockwise topping the board for TMW. Clockwise, Mr. X for TMW, Lagstro, and Calamity for WK. Both on Cav. Looks like this will be live. Change up in TMW. Soto comes in as an archer, Unicorn as an infantry.
Oh, that's very interesting.
And then, of course, WK takes the same loadout. Achilles by himself as the lone archer, Rescav.
As long as those archers can make those shots, and I think it works out, but I think playing an infantry guarding the archer isn't going to really work out if the archer's not going to hit anything.
A lot of longer lances for WK. I think most of WK actually has less armor and a heavy lance, while all of TMW has a regular lance. This could play into factor on the Cav v Cav battles. Waiting for Master, 25 seconds left. Achilles is in the open by himself, covered by a few WK Cav, taking shots at TMW horses. I'm not sure if WK has scouted far ahead to see that TMW has one infantry and one archer.
Achilles is moving in position to 4 flags.
Flag spawns far right for TMW, far left for WK. WK on the move. With those small light calves, can't take too many hits from Soda. Soda is being protected. He has a Kurgat bow, so it hurts a little bit for WK. TMW protecting their archer. Achilles is moving in slowly. He's on the hilltop. He might have shots on Soda. A minute and 5 seconds left. Nobody moving for that flag yet. Soda still on that hilltop, taking shots at Juve. Here comes WK Crash. Juve gets stopped. Loses his
Achilles
horse.
is getting crashed by TMW right now also.
Juve versus Soda right now. Black Tide misses his lance. Gelden protecting Achilles really well. PPK takes down Unicorn. Juve takes down Soda. That is that, and let's see WK move on over and protect Achilles. Gelden's doing a fantastic job, and Achilles also. Achilles low on health. Kratok loses his horse. Sorry, it was Kratok protecting Achilles right there. Mach finishes him off with a bump stab. Kratok by himself. That flag is going up. 8 seconds left. WK all on it. Mr. X loses his horse. That is WK on the flag. Finishes up, wins it. Black Tide finishes off Juve. Mach finishes off Kratok, but it doesn't matter as WK takes the round.
Yeah, TMW just took too long to kill Achilles with their 3 cav floating around him. By the time they even got him done, I mean, 10 seconds left on the flag, WK was already raising it to their favor.
Kratok did a great job protecting him, and of course Achilles is very slippery.
So, everybody on WK is getting armor upgrades.
Looks like WK is crashing on Achilles very early. Warpath gets a hit on him. Looks like they're bailing out now. Warpath took a hit, a few cav hits. Achilles about the same as Warpath. Not sure if that was worth it. They did take down PPK's shield though.
Getting that early hit on Achilles though, I mean, just makes him one hit later on. Maybe TMW can clean him up faster later on. Flag spawn in 4 seconds.
Mr. X takes a hit on Geldon. Loses his horse to Juve. Geldon misses his stab. Mr.
Flag
X is
spawn in the
all by
middle.
himself. Juve is getting his hits. Geldon is missing his. Geldon finally finishes off Mr. X. Achilles all the way back. Clockwise coming in, tries to get the swipe on him, misses it. They're all crashing on Achilles right now. Clockwise finishes off Achilles. Blackpat loses his horse. Goes down to Lagstro and teamwork from WK. Does a trade off Black Tide for Achilles. And TMW are raising the flag, 2 on it. Soda and Unicorn, the archer and infantry. Kratok gets a good hit on Unicorn. DPK off the flag. Geldon takes down Unicorn. Lagster takes down Clockwise. Soda low on health. Lagster takes down Mock. PPK takes down Soda. Calamity kills Warpath with a couch riding side by side.
Wow. Once WK got that encirclement, didn't take much.
It's not feeling like TMW can roll with the WK teamwork on Cav. But they sure are sticking with their guns. They have yet to change loadout. X already has taken a hit. Juve loses his horse.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that extra imp protecting that archer is actually doing any good for him. Either swap him for another archer or another cav. They got separated during the last fight, and once they crashed on him, Soda went down.
TMW being very aggressive right now, pushing on WK, pushing their infantry archer combo, moving to the middle. And it looks like Achilles and Juve are sticking together. So right now it seems like it's identical, except that one has a lance and one has a spear. I guess the horseman versus an infantry is a little different too. And it's Achilles versus Soda, far distances. Got a few calf fights going on right now. Geldon getting out of there. Team W tried to crash on him. Two seconds left till Master spawns. Master pops far right for WK, far left for TMW. Geldon floating into the mix of TMW Cav. 4 around him right now. Clockwise trying to stop him. Kratok comes to help out, but it's not going to be any good since there's 4 TMW missing him. And Geldon gets out of there. Achilles and Juve at a great spot on a hill surrounded by rocks, while Unicorn leaves Soda to himself. Kratok sees this opportunity, bumps down Soda. Geldon follows him behind and gets the couch. Achilles takes down Clockwise. That was a great maneuver by Kratok and Gelden. Unicorn stops PPK, loses his horse, but still on the flag with a lot of help. Kratok finishes off Unicorn. Gelden takes down Warpath. Achilles gets another shot on Mr. X, takes him down with a headshot. Mog takes down Kratok, gets stopped. Achilles misses his shot. He loses his horse to Juve, and Juve does a bump stab and finishes him off. Kratok the only one down for WK.
Close to an ace. I think we
Gelden,
might see a change in TMW's composition here.
A lot of WK have a lot of armor right now. Every one of them looks like they have 2 or 3 upgrades. And yes, that is the change for WK right there. No 2 cav, 4 archers, 1 infantry. A lot of archers.
Looks like they're gonna go try and demount all the Serenade horses there. That is a big change.
They have to do something. They're down 7-0 right now in the first map, second set. And TMW protecting their Black Tide Archer all by himself as the other Archer group moves far right. WK backing out.
Seeing hits on almost every horse from WK there. So the archers are definitely landing their shots. Achilles getting crashed on here.
Crashing for 2 horses as their infantry and archers move up. Flag spawns opposite side of where the engagement and where TMW is moving to. So they'll have to run across the map to get to that flag. Juve is already on that flag. He dismounted. He's raising it for WK. TMW is still about 20 seconds out. They're now shooting at the horses dismounted on that flag. Warpath takes down PPK's flag. PPK is on the flag by himself now. No horse to hop back on. The archers for TMW are spread wide right now. Mr. X takes down Juve. Looks like Achilles takes down Black Tide, an archer in the open. Laxtra takes down Mach, who's on a horse. Gelden takes down Mr. X. Calamity and Laxtra lose their horses. Gelden trying to go against Soto in the open. Warpath protecting him. 50 seconds left. PPK and Unicorn are fighting on the flag. Unicorn low on health. PPK has support from Laxtra. And there's a big fight happening on that flag for that flag. Kratok takes down Clockwise. Clockwise was an archer to the right. Soda gets bumped by Calamity. Laxtra gets a swipe on him. Gelden finishes him off, and it's Unicorn on the flag. Warpath still on his horse, but avoiding a lot of WK right now. Gelden finishes off his horse. Takes a hit from Achilles, and Achilles finishes off Warpath. That is a 8-0 on this Legacy map, Plains map for WK against TMW.
Yeah, even with the change of composition, they just couldn't hold off the WK Cav.
TMW already knows what they want. They want Desert Town. So that's a closed map. They have to do something against WK. Not getting one single round against WK is going to make it very hard on Desert Town for them, though.
Yeah, they have to take every single round from them, otherwise they lose. But I think Team W should be able to sneak a couple rounds out of them here.
No, I agree. I think they're a better closed map than they are open map, but still, I don't expect them to do 8-0 on against WK on a closed map.
I'm gonna assume that WK is probably gonna go with Nords, and Team W might take Rodox, but you also might see Swadia coming out.
They'll have to be able to counter Nords. They have to get something to beat, you know, a very good closed map faction.
Yep. I assume it's gonna be Rodox though. There's no reason to play Swadia. You're not denying them out of an open map anymore. I mean, you don't need to play them in the closed maps. It'll be most likely Nords for WK and Rodox for Team W.
And WK is taking a short break until their map selection is chosen. I mean, their faction choice is chosen. So far, it seems like Clockwise and Mr. X are doing their job for TMW, and Calamity, of course, is great on a Cav. Most of WK are looking pretty good. PPK obviously doing his strength on getting off and doing work on that flag, and that last map really helped out.
Yeah, I don't think any time that he hopped off and he wasn't killed right away, I don't think he died on the flag.
Geldon looking like his old self. He hasn't been shown recently in WK scrims. He's had some ping issues as he's having right now with 120 ping, but he stayed pretty impressive for the first two maps. Always stayed alive in the first set, and now for the second set, he's done pretty well himself also. And it is Rodox versus Nords on Desert Town. WK choosing Nords, and Team W choosing Rodox.
So not live is called. Looks like WK is going to be running 2 archers for Nords. Legstraw and Achilles.
I expect a lot of, I expect what you see, 4 infantry, 2 archers, 1 cav for WK, and I expect about the same for Team W.
You might also see Team W because of Rodox. They might run more crossbows. So it is a good shot. I believe Clockwise is one of their better archers too.
Yeah, Clockwise and Soda are good shots. I also saw Black Tide was doing an archer, though he's more known for his cav work. Who else was their archer last time? I think Mr. X might have been an archer.
Not too sure.
They did do a lot of archers last time. And here we go. A lot of infantry for TMW. Only one archer and one cav. The archer is Soda, and the cav is Black Tide. And then 2 archers, 1 cav, 4 infantry for WK.
Yeah, it looks like WK is gonna head over to the ledge in the courtyard.
TMW is sitting fine in the middle.
Looks like Gelden has scouted Team W out in the middle. I'm just gonna call that.
This is the TMW I know from Season 1, Black Tide on the horse with a crossbow. Soda with a crossbow and a spear. Oh, I guess he has a shield, the sword and shield, board and sword. Normally he had a lance last season. So 30 seconds left. WK still on that ledge.
Yeah, at this point, Team W holds 2 master flags, so they don't need to push into them at this point. It's too late to do that.
TMW sitting Mock and Fiery, 2 good infantry for a few other people they put in. I think they swapped out Mock for Binary.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of Binary lately.
We'll see how he does. Yeah, I haven't either. Maybe he's a better infantry. And TMW is pushing the ledge. The ledge popped the master. WK already on it. Achilles going up the staircase. Lagstro staying close to the infantry. TMW pushing in pretty hard right now. And it looks like Soda is sitting behind a pillar. Gonna be able to reload from there. Clockwise takes a hit. Kratok is taking a hit. Calamity goes down to Warpath. Warpath takes down Kratok too. That was a 2v1. Warpath wins it. PPK takes down X. Looks like he's about to take down Warpath. Gelden team kills Achilles. Soda takes down Lag, so this is going Team W's way quickly. PPK and Gelden last people up. Gelden's still on his horse. Gets a good swipe on Blacktop, but doesn't finish him off. Clockwise takes down PPK. Gelden last person up. He might be running away.
Yeah, gonna save his horse. That was very strong by Team W. Once the first guy fell, the rest of them did.
That 2v1 that Warpath won really turned the tide. Took down Calamity in one swipe and then finished off Kratok really quickly. And that just really helped for TMW.
Yeah, Team W also have the Imp's priority by bringing the extra one there. BK's gotta wait for those archer shots. If they land them on those infantry fights, it just makes them a 1 hit for WK.
Oodle losing against Binary and Unicorn, and that team kill from Gelden against Achilles really didn't help out. So, a lot of mistakes on WK's part on that infantry battle.
They have dropped Lag as an archer and picked them up as infantry for WK.
Gelden, so they are identical loadouts right now. WK with a lot of infantry, 1 cav, 1 archer. They're pushing into the middle. They found Team W. Team W pushing right at WK.
Looks like they both want to fight right now.
Black Tide comes on the couch, misses Gelden. Gelden following him up. Lagstro takes a hit. Kratok takes down Clockwise. PPK takes down Binary. The Unicorn went around and took down Achilles. Warpath took down Oodle. Calamity low on health. Lagstro low on health. Good bumps by Gelden, but no one's there. Gelden takes down Mr. X on a bump swipe. Black Tide losing a lot of health here. Gelden finishes him off. Lagstro took down Unicorn in 1v1. PPK against Soda. And he gets help from Geldon. Geldon gets a bump. PPK finishes him off. And Warpath is going against Lagstro and Kratok. Takes down Lagstro, but Geldon finishes him off. Great cav work from Geldon.
Yeah, Geldon got a lot of bumps in there. Yeah, WK showing that, you know, bad start last round, but definitely brought it back. Looks like both teams are going to meet in the middle again. TMW actually dropping their cav. Oh no, they're not, sorry. I get screwed up by the scores.
And we got a 1v1. Clockwise takes a hit from PPK. PPK finishes him off. Kratok took down Binary. Warpath took down Oodle. Warpath is doing fantastic work on the infantry. Geldon going against and just controlling Soda's aim the entire time. He can't do anything. Mr. X looking for help, but he has 4-3 WK around him with Achilles shooting at him. Warpath takes down Geldon on the horse, but Lagstro is just controlling both Soda and Warpath as WK comes in to help him out. And here comes the rest of WK. Warpath took down Kratok. Warpath looking like a beast. Soda, last person up. Surrounded. Takes a swipe from Flamsky. PPK finishes him off with a spear in the back.
Yeah, Warpath right now is definitely looking strong for Team W. He's 7-2 right now. He's definitely picking up most of the kills for Team W. Doesn't seem like anybody else on Team W can find any kills right now, though. It seems like Geldon's getting good bumps, and they're just there picking them up.
Black Tide, their bump cav at 0 and 2. Soda at 1 and 2. Those are people that are game changers for TMW usually, and they aren't pulling their weight right now.
Yeah, interesting to see Team W just going back into them even after they won their first round when they waited for flags to come out.
WK looking at TMW right now is a standoff. They're falling back now. Looks like
they might want to wait for flags and just see how that turns out for them, but just looks like Team W just wants to go right at them. Ooh, Black Tide getting caught out.
Yeah, that's why they pushed back, but also kind of costly on WK's part. Calamity and both Geldon took team wounds. Soda took a jab hit. He's low on health right now. Oodle and Kratok are pushing Soda. Soda can't do anything right now. Warpath takes down Clockwise. Here comes Geldon coming. Blackstone took down Warpath. Geldon takes down Binary. This is looking like an ace. Unicorn, last man standing, goes down to Oodle.
That's an excellent ace.
Great job from WK. Realizing the winning the cav and moving back and taking down that cav quickly, very quickly, and then being able to capitalize from that.
Yeah, Team W separated themselves. They were all on one side, and then I think 2 or 3 members went towards the pocket, and WK went up to the right of the gate there, and took care of those guys first before they came back for the other ones. I don't know why they split up.
Achilles just took a hit from Soda. He has a lot of armor, so it didn't really do too much to him, though. Black Tide staying back. Not going to come in for a while now. Probably doesn't want to lose his horse as quickly as he did last time. Blackstroke takes down Binary. Here comes Black Tide coming in the rear with a couch. Doesn't get it? Yeah, he does. Gets it on Achilles. PPK takes down Unicorn with help from one of the other WKs. And it looks like Warpath loses a lot of help from PPK. Geldon finishes him off. Kratok takes down Soda. Oodle takes down X. Kratok team kills Oodle. Black Tide in Clockwise, last man up. Geldon gets a great jab on Black Tide as he turns around. Lagstra takes down Clockwise with the jab also.
Yeah, great finish by WK there.
Black tie leaving already, switching it up, it looks like, for somebody else.
I just don't see Team W answering for this. Maybe they'll be a bit stronger with their play on Nords. Hopefully get a couple more rounds instead of just one.
Team W really needs more rounds this time. They are 12-1. This would be the worst defeat in Division A.
Yeah, just narrowly beating out West Knights first round, 16-2 on Wappa.
Looks like we're waiting for a switch. And we are waiting for the switch right now.
Yeah, I don't know what the holdup is.
Score is 12-1 WK.
And WK is just looking like they're dominating in every aspect of this game right now. I haven't seen much play of the archers yet, just because maps haven't allowed for it. But the infantry is looking really well, and their cav work is superb this scrim.
And here we go. Can WK finish strong, or does TMW have a fighting chance to get a respectable number to finish off against WK? So we have a few, actually, a lot of changes in TMW's roster. They have tied Black King, who I don't know who that is, Scrib, and Foams, and Madoc, and Ares, all coming in for TMW. While Mr. X, Soda, Fiery, Unicorn, all coming out. It looks like they're sitting in the B team just to get some practice. Calamity takes a jab to clockwise. Ares, Black King takes down PPK with a headshot. Binary loses a lot of health on that stop. Madoc takes down Calamity. Gauss takes down Binary on the horse. Clockwise takes down Kratok. It's WK getting split up here. Blackstar takes down Ares. It's 5v4. Oodle by himself here. Gauss helps him out. He takes down Madoc. Clockwise takes down Oodle. Lagstro takes down King. It's 3v3 right now. WK surviving strong. Achilles gets a shot on Scrib in the back. Geldon going against Clockwise, 1v1. Holmes comes in. He's trying to do a shield stun against Geldon. Geldon loses his shield and goes down to Clockwise quickly. Lagstro and Achilles against Clockwise and Foams, 2v2. The flag is about to pop. WK moving towards the flag. TMW right on their heels. TMW throwing jabs at them as much as they can. WK split up here.
Oh.
Could have hit on Falms. Nice job on WK's fault.
Oh.
Lagstro finishes him off Falms. Wow, great job on WK splitting up their crossbows. Achilles holding them back. for Lagstro to get the headshot. Beautiful shot from Lagstro. Great job from WK archers, or crossbows.
Great archer work.
They nailed all their shots. They split them up evenly. That's just two great crossbows, two great range players.
Yeah, Team W was a little slow pushing Lagstro there, and that just allowed them to get that extra shot in on foams. Ooh, Calamity's actually playing Expo now for WK. It makes a great headshot.
So King and Madoc both go down to headshots from WK's range. Lagstro takes down Binary and the horse. Binary came in from around. Oodle takes down clockwise. Kradoc and Oodle facing off against Foam. Geldon misses his lance, but it doesn't matter. Kradoc finishes him off. Scrib last person up. Oodle gets the overhead pike on him. Ares has to do something or else it's an ace. Gets shot in the back. Uh-oh. Geldon chasing him down with a lance, with a jab, misses it. Now he has his lance up. Gets a hit on the horse. Ares is running for his life against Geldon.
Oh, Geldon just misses it.
Ares running it. Gets stopped from the side. Geldon finishes it up. Another ace for WK. 2-0.
Just couldn't fit for the door. WK once again going towards that middle ledge.
TMW maneuvering in a different direction this time. Still, they might beat him in the middle. Nope, they move around. WK is now going to follow him. They might actually take down Black. Yeah, they're engaging. Team W has to fall back here. They got a few hits on TMW right now. Black and Balms gets a headshot on Lagstro with a jab. Here comes TMW. Another hit from TMW on Achilles and Calamity. All have hits. Every time they bring out their crossbows, they're getting hit from those jabs.
It's a great kill on Lagstro. It's definitely an archer you don't want up.
He was 6-0 before that happened. Now he's 6-1. Still top of the boards for WK. And it's a standoff. First standoff of this map, I think.
Yeah, other than the first round of this map.
And flag pops behind WK. Geldon has a lot of jabs on him, but he's biding his time. Jabs on his horse, rather. TMW still waiting. Ares also has a lot of jabs on his horse. Looks like they had a cab duel. We are waiting.
Pushing.
Good hit from Kradoc against. Geldon comes in, misses his couch. PPK getting pushed by Clockwise. Gets a hit on him. Geldon gets a good bump. Clockwise goes down to PPK. Good bump against Bones. Team kills Madoc. Oodle takes down King. Kradoc takes down Scrib. Another Calamity finishes off Foams. Going WK's way. I mean, TMW.
TMW's cab was nowhere to be found there. He was going all the way around.
stops him, gets a hit, the jab. Trade-off finishes it off with a surprise around the corner stop from his War Spear.
Can Team W take another round?
15-1 WK. WK looking very strong. Team W trying something a new way, going down to the left instead of the middle. WK with a lot of armor.
Yeah, it looks like WK saw their cav over there and sent Geldin to go scout. They definitely know where they are now.
Scrib just scouted WK dropping down. TMW getting up on that ledge. WK falling back now. They want to shoot out with WK when Laxtro and Achilles and Clem are both there hitting their shots. Team W moving to the middle now. Achilles guarded by Geldin in the middle. Scrib getting chased by Geldin into TMW spawn.
Yeah, Lagstro's with Geldin back there too.
And WK is standing off with TMW. TMW on that that ledge, that balcony. WK at their spawn.
Oh.
Lagstro took down Scrib with a headshot. TMW one down. TMW pushing in now. Gets a hit on PPK and Kratos. Clockwise did both of them. Binary loses health. Ares gets a hit. Clockwise takes a hit. He's very low. Calamity going against King. Clockwise takes down Kratos. Here comes Geldin. Gets a good bump. Oodle takes a hit on him but doesn't finish him off. Geldin takes down Palms. Doing some great work. Clockwise staying alive. Binary gets 2 kills. Achilles and Oodle. Last person standing. 3v1. Bump and down. Geldin showing some great cav work there to help out WK secure the 16-1 victory over Team W.
Yeah, the last round, I'm surprised that Team W didn't push quicker than they did. I mean, Lag and Geldin were both in their spawn. Disadvantage there. I mean, it would have been a 7 or a 6v5. I also expected Team W to pick up a couple more rounds on the closed maps, but WK is not going to allow it. Excellent work by WK, 16-1.
I'm also very surprised. I expected a little closer match than what it was. This is the worst defeat any Division A team has taken so far this season, and the tied with the worst defeat any team has taken in UNAC Season 2. The other ones would probably be HB versus Rebels and HB versus somebody else in Division B. So
yeah.
Congrats to WK showing how strong they are and that they can both fight on the open maps and the closed maps. Thank you guys for watching. We will keep you updated on what happens with the semifinals. The semifinals were supposed to be this weekend, but they might be delayed until next weekend. We'll keep you updated if they are. We'll be streaming them, of course. Tomorrow, Sunday, at 9 p.m. Eastern, is the Doff vs. Mob match. First match we are streaming of Doff, so come on out and enjoy the stream. see how two rising clans are doing against each other. It should be a very competitive match for both teams.
Should be a very close match between them both. I know that they scrim a lot against each other, and it's normally pretty close.
You can find us over on Reddit. You can find us at Twitter at Twitter/WarbandNA, and of course you can find us on the Warband threads and forums. So keep up to date with our streams, and thank you for watching, guys.